Hello there, I'm Wang Mengjie from CGTN, and I'm reporting at the Great Hall of the People. This morning, just a few minutes later, the Great Hall of the People will hold the second CPPCC members corridor. And the first one was held on Thursday. Let's go and check the scene. And members are expected to talk the topics here, to take questions from journalists via video links here. And members and reporters can meet each other through these large screens. This year, all interviews are done via internet. So reporters who have questions to ask need to go to the media center, which is about 6 kilometers away from here, the Great Hall of the People, where I'm standing at and reporting from. And at the meeting hall, it's as you can see, it's much less crowded than before, as strict measures are implemented. Today, the Great Hall of the People will hold the second CPPCC members corridor here. While speaking of the first one, at which CPPCC members answer the questions covering many topics, including public health, like the heritage and innovation of Chinese traditional medicine, as well as other topics like artificial intelligence, poverty alleviation, and so on, which makes the public care more about the second corridor, which is about to be held just several minutes later. So please stay tuned with the CGTN. And we were about to report the CPPCC members' second corridor just several minutes later this morning. And as you can see on the camera right now, we showed you all the reporters at the media center waiting for asking the questions to the CPPCC members. And right now we can see the CPPCC members who is going to take in questions this morning from a minority representative. And the session is about to start. Hey, yeah. Please say hello. 请跟我们观众打个招呼好吗？
大家好，我叫于克皮加艾铁，来自于新疆维吾尔自治区，艺术剧院歌剧团的演员。
好，谢谢。好。Okay, we just got a live interview with the representative, with the CPC member who's going to take in the questions from reporters this morning. And he's a representative of the minorities in China. And we're going to do the... Okay. And right now, because the session is going to start it, so we're going to report outside the hall right now, as you can see. And this year's CPPCC started its session on Thursday afternoon in Beijing, and it will conclude its session on May 27th. And right now, the session is gonna start, so we're still waiting for the CPPCC members here to take in questions from reporters who are sitting at the media center, which is about 6 kilometers far away from here. And they're gonna take the video links to ask questions between each other. And it's about started. So shall we record here? 我们还可以在这里录是吧？好 Thank you. I'm gonna show you around this hall because this is not only hall in this great hall of people. So this is just a place the CPPCC members gonna take questions at this room, but the whole surroundings is so big. So I'm gonna show you around. And due to COVID-19, the CPPCC session is postponed from March to May, and the session was also shortened. But there is also a new trend during the session during this year's CPPCC, as technology brings the session. What? And the meeting is gonna start it, so we're gonna back to the service studio to give you the live stream of the whole sessions. Stay tuned with CGTN. See you around.
眼镜还是不行。Thanks, Monje. Hi, I'm Serena here. So welcome again to CGTN Live. As you can see, I am inside the media center, and behind me is this giant blue banner. It says Press Center for the third session of the 13th NPC and the third session of the 30th CPPCC National Committee. It does look familiar for those who have been stay tuned with the CGTN reporting coverage this year. So unlike previous years, this year the media center, it seems a bit emptier than before. So usually it will be loads of reporters journalists from both, from across China or the international ones. They will be gathered here, standing by for the pressers, grab a cup of coffee and social networking. That's basically the main purpose of the media center. So now we're gonna stepping up to the conference hall where the members corridor will be held. But before that, I'm gonna show you guys something different than before. So this is the wireless goggle we're using for the live streaming for the whole two-session event this year. So as you can see on my right side eye, there's a tiny screen in front of me, and now that's exactly what you guys can see from the screen. Now you can see if we still catch the signal, what you will be seeing is Dean, my colleague / CGTN reporter / CGTN cameraman in front of me. So can you guys see me? Or maybe I can give you guys a look around a big picture of the media center. So it seems like we're kind of lost a signal, lost a connection here, but it's okay. We're trying to, but this goggle definitely says the development of media reporting. We're trying to get rid of these giant cameras, and the heavy equipment. And now we're trying to heading inside the members corridor, which will be kicking off in just about 3 minutes. But before we bring you the live presser, what exactly is the members corridor? So, given the name itself is a bit confusing, given there's no actual corridor inside the Great Hall of the People. But in the previous years, all the reporters, journalists are gathered in the lobby of the Great Hall of the People, just waiting for this rare opportunity to toss their questions to all the either NPC deputies or the CPPCC members. So for this year, so the day before, we had the first round of the members' corridor, and questions raised by all of the by most of the reporters and journalists on site. I kind of caught one keyword that is talent. So we have members from the Shanghai Jiaotong University and some, tech companies, and even even a member from one of China's poorest regions, Sichuan Liangzhou County. So they all concerned about talent, intellectual raising for the country, for our country. So as you can see, we're entering a information area. So everybody's, information is easy to share, but how to guarantee all the information, the accuracy, and how to guarantee, this cutting edge technology is always up to date. That's all. The pressure is all under talent's shoulder. So that's one key point I caught from the first members corridor the day before. And for today, so we heard there will be members from culture. will we're live streaming. So for this year, we heard there will be, members from cultural and tourism industry, and even, minority group representatives will be here for the second members corridors. And as you can see, the live presser is about in 1 minute. So if you guys have any questions, comments regarding the NPC or the CPPCC, or even journalists like me and my colleagues, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to leave them on all of the CGTN social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, and or just leave it on our CGTN live page. So my cameraman is pointing something to me. What are you trying to say? You can just say it out loud. Okay, are we running out of time? Okay, fine. So guys, now, but don't go away. Let's take you to the live presser.
Dear friends from the press, good morning. Welcome to the members' corridor. Today we have with us members of the CPPCC to take your questions. One question only for each reporter. Please identify yourself before asking the question. Now, the self-introduction of the two members on stage. I'm Zhu Jianming, Vice Chairman of All China Federation of Industry and Commerce and CEO of Liaoning Aoke Group. Song Xin, Chairman of China Energy Conservation and Environmental Protection Group. Now the floor is open to questions. I'm with China Net. My question goes to Mr. Zhu. The private companies are very are highly affected by the COVID-19. So how do these private companies improve their productivity? This year, the outbreak of COVID-19 exerted a heavy impact and unprecedented blow on the development of a private company. And our group is one of the leading companies in terms of chemical industry. And we have been registering very fast and steady growth over the past years. But this year, because of this COVID-19 epidemic, we have been experiencing a plunge in our production, and it's reduced by 26% in production and 40% in sales, and our profit is down by as much as 80%. Our two companies in Wuhan have to be shut down because of the epidemic. You asked us about how to overcome this difficulty and improve our productivity after this epidemic. This is something that we've been working on for the past few months. Strategically, to overcome the current difficulties, we have to understand that Chinese economy is a vast ocean with great market potential and economic resilience. So we are fully confident of it. However, in terms of tactics, we have to find a breaking point as soon as we can, and lead our enterprises out of this dilemma. With the slippery slope in terms of market price, as well as the increase in storage, we have to make scientific decisions and timely decisions. So we choose to stabilize the industrial chain as our overall strategy. We began to talk to our suppliers, that is Sinopec, to discuss about the supply chain, from which we gain strong support from them, so that we can make sure that we have a stable procurement price in order to curb the plunging of the price, the risk of plunging price, as well as the pricing mechanisms. And we also began to strengthen our connections with our customers in the lower stream of the industrial chain. And we want to understand their pain point in terms of procurement. And we also have established this mechanism in order to reduce their concerns over the plunging of price. We also provide them with technological support so as to improve our product quality and competitiveness. Over the past month, we have been streamlining this industrial chain and supply chain and have effectively stabilized the situation. At the same time, we also have been working to enlarge our advantages in terms of catalyst as well as disinfection in order to support COVID-19 containment. Through such technological innovation, not only can we support the containment of COVID-19, but also expand a new industrial chain and supply chain. In the past month, we've been depending on our capacity to stabilize the whole industrial chain by depending on also R&D. In April, our productivity and sales have been restored to the usual level of the previous years. Now we are in mid-May. In production and in sales, as well as in profitability, we have reached or even exceeded the level of the same time in the past year. After daunting efforts, we have realized that stability and stabilization of the industrial chain is crucial for the business development. The enterprises will not be stable without the stabilization of the industrial chain, and the industrial chain is truly the bloodline of our enterprise. This year, in the 6th insurance policy raised by the central government, one of them refers to the stabilization of industrial chain and the supply chain. We believe that the implementation of such policy will surely promote the private enterprises to get out of the current difficulties and enhance the development of private economy as a whole. We believe that the stabilization of the two chains is to ensure that the private companies can develop and also to ensure a stabilized employment market. This year, the entrepreneurs are shouldering great responsibilities in terms of winning this battle to defend our national economy. Next question, please. Thank you. With the Technological Daily, my question goes to Mr. Song Xin. This year is the last year for us to win this battle against pollution, but coal-based heating system has exerted a lot of pressure on our environment. So I want to ask more about the progress in terms of clean heating. I think heating is a very familiar topic for people living in the north. With improvement people's living standard, people now have a higher pursuit in terms of the quality of life. In southern China as well, if we adopt the traditional way, it will cause smog. But if we use natural gas, it will cause a shortage of supply. If we use electricity, that would be too costly for common households. These are very difficult problems to address. Therefore, we have to resort to clean heating. That is to say, we need these clean energies to warm us up in winter. Take Guiyang, for example. In winter, it is both humid and cold, especially indoors. In 2015, in Guiyang, we built a clean heating company using river water as well as high-tech to make use of the Nanming River and made it into air conditioner, basically, that goes into every household. In winter, it can provide heat. In summer, it can also provide coldness and serve as the air conditioning indoors. Compared with traditional ways, this clean energy heating system can save about 30 to 40% of energy, and at the household, their cost is reduced by 30%, which greatly improve the people's sense of gain and sense of happiness. And people's winter in the north have finally become warm, and it doesn't cause any smog. In the north, you also have a lot of sewage and pipelines, which can be further utilized for clean heating. For some scattered rural households, we can also provide them with speed heating with low cost. These infrastructure can also make heating in winter possible. it's the same case with the whole country, with the sewage pipelines, as well as natural heating. All of them have the potential to be developed and fully utilized. And for the newly increased construction floor, each year about 100 million square meters worth of floor space can be installed with green energy heating, which can warm the people up in winter and also save a lot of cost for them. We have made an experiment in about 40 cities nationwide. And we are a practitioner on the path of making a green China, and will continue our efforts and use our technological advantages and fulfill our corporate social responsibilities as central enterprises to make the sky bluer, the water cleaner, and mountain greener, make our life better in order to create welfare to the people. Thank you. Next group of members, please. Self-introduction first. I'm Gonggjue Quzhen. I'm the head of Dazhi Township, Nangzi County of Tibetan Autonomy Region. Hello, I'm Xijia IT. I'm a national class A actor and of Tajik nationality. I'm from Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Now the floor is open to questions. I'm with Renmin Daily. Question goes to Gonggjue Quzhen. You're a head of township from the Tibetan Autonomous Region. So can you tell us more about your poverty alleviation effort at the grassroots level and your work as a local cadre? I'm working at the grassroots. I think the most important aspect is that action speaks louder than words. And we have to combine the party's requirement with the demand of the people. And we are basically the last mile of implementation. And for example, one time we're helping them with the movement of our citizens, of our villagers. But during this process, we have a lot of difficulties in terms of how to organize the villagers and to help them to carry their belongings with you, and the insufficient vehicles. At that time, the cadres have used our own house as the mid-house for the villagers. And we are working day and night so as to make sure that the people who live in the settlement places can have a good rest. We must always do more than what they required. And that's the only way for the people to place their trust in us and work with us to realize our dreams and overcome the difficulties that we may have. With 3 years of efforts, our county has shaken off its poverty. Last year, and our annual income for poor household have reached 15,000 The girls in our villages are learning to do weaving, and the boys are learning to being trained to be tour guides, and many more households are opening up family hotels. So hereby, I'd like to send my invitation to all of the people. Welcome to our county to do sightseeing. Best wishes goes to all of you. Best wishes go to all of you. Next question, please. With CMG and CCTV, Mr. Yu Ke Sai Ke, you're not only a renowned actor but also a local carder. So, in helping helping with the alleviation effort, what kind of role does cultural poverty alleviation policy play? After leaving the stage, this is actually my third year working as a local carder. So this is more about the spiritual poverty alleviation. We formed an art group with our villagers with multiple nationalities, from the Han nationality, the Uyghur nationality, and we have about 20 people in our art group. And one of the guy is called Alleviation. He is a carpenter. And he's very good looking, actually, very tall. I persuaded him into join our group. He said that I'm just a farmer, I'm a carpenter. How can I be part of this art group? But I still persuaded him into it. We send all of the actors to receive training in Urumqi. After they came back, they put on a show in our village, which is warmly applauded by the local residents. I talked to Alleviation, and he really had made great progress. His wife told me that my husband has become a different person right now. He never cared about the domestic affairs, but right now he's helping me in all sorts of family chores, picking up the kids and cooking for the family. So she was very happy about this change of her husband. Remember when I said that he is a carpenter? I also called some customers to get him some jobs, some carpentry job. His wife also said to me that she planned to open up a tailor's store at home. So I also help her with this effort and helping him to build up a small cabin as the location for the tailors. Last but not least, I want to mention that our villagers are so grateful for the government and the party's support, and their life would not be possible without the support of the government. So my goal is to serve the people to the best of my power. Thank you all. Next group of members, please. Self-introductions first. I'm Yang Andi, the head of China Democratic League Jilin Division. I'm Gan Ling, the vice chairman of Zhigong Party of China, working at the State Administration of Market Regulation Department. Now the floor is open to questions. With China's Women's Daily, my question goes to Ms. Yang Andi. In terms of containment of COVID-19, how do we do this while boosting the tourism? So what is your take on Jilin Province strategy in using its natural resources to develop its tourism? Thank you. The ice and snow as an ecological resources has been there for thousands of years. But in the past, it brings us with a lot of pains and coldness in the winter. And the tourism in the northeast of China has always been a difficult situation for us. And according to General Secretary Xi Jinping, the ice and snow are also gold mountains for us to develop. That's why we are greatly inspired. And we finally became to understand that the snow that is with us all the time is no longer just a seasonal memory. The snow in Jilin is beautiful when it's flying in the sky, and also when it's become ice on the trees. And it can also become a great place for skiers once they fall into the ground. And compared to the Alps and the Rocky Mountain, our snow does not lag behind. But how do we make full use of the white snow and generate profit? Several years ago, there's no great example for us to follow in terms of using the ice and snow. But we have already found our way in terms of making full use of our national resources and to unleash our potential in terms of making use of this, creating this whole industrial chain with high quality human resources, infrastructure that includes the major skiing field, which provide us with a lot of opportunities in terms of job creation and economic development. This cold resources has really been turned into a hotspot business. This year, the snow is very abundant, and we still see snow even in the end of April, by the end of April. However, the outbreak of COVID-19 has made us very disappointed because the winter should be the peak season for tourism, but now everybody has to stay indoors. One of the CEO in the skiing field said that the interest of the enterprise always comes after the national interest. I believe that the great enterprises will have to endure a lot of hardship to become great again. I want to say that it's my great honor to be here with all of you in early summer, but I look forward more to welcoming all of you back to Jilin in winter and skiing and appreciate the beautiful winter energy and taste the winter season and taste some local cuisine.
请右区第3排中间那位记者提问。
With Xinhua News Agency, my question goes to Ms. Gan Ling. To boost the domestic demand and consumption is key to economic development. So how to create a favorable environment for the customers and consumers? Thank you. To boost consumption, we have to attach importance to the quality of consumption. And I echo what Ms. Yang said about the boosting of tourism using the natural resources. Therefore, we have to protect the rights of the consumers. We have been cracking down a lot of illegal behaviors during the containment of COVID-19 in terms of hoarding and price surging. Currently, we mainly rely on the acts of the government, law enforcement, and legal and this punishment on the legal side. However, the customers should be playing a bigger role in these efforts. But we are lacking at this point. To make up for it, we have to create a mechanism to protect the customer's right and take the path of the mass, build mechanisms to ensure that the scattered information can be released so as to use the rights to knowledge of 1.4 billion customers. I want to show you two functions in terms of the protecting the consumer's interest. There are a lot of false commercials in Beijing's training market, and the local government make some efforts, and they have established this mechanism of using a screen inside a building that made public all the information of the companies that received complaints. And you can see directly from the screen the number of complaints as well as the speed of resolving these complaints. And in about half a year, all of these complaints have been addressed, and the number of new complaints has been substantially reduced. In 2017, a company that's doing this shared biking has also been identified as a blacklisted companies because it's received a lot of complaints that the number of which even exceeds major e-commerce platforms and supermarkets. But because we lacked the information publication platform, the customers cannot get first-hand these complaint information. And that's why this company has accumulated its risks and has become notorious because of their lack of transparency. The customers are also supervisors and monitors of this market. In the era of big data, we are used to look at the comment section before purchasing commodities online. So we have a blacklist as well as a so-called whitelist for the customers. If the government wants to build a platform of complaints, this is actually a bulletin to expose and make public the information, including the rate of complaints of the businesses. We have to make full use of the monitoring power of the customers. It is the only way for us to keep the good companies alive and drive the bad ones away. This will, in the end, boost the customers' confidence in the market and improve their sense of gaining. Coming up, we will continue to strengthen this mechanism and expand the scope of coverage, both online and offline. And we will focus on the enterprises who receive too many complaints and help them to address their existing problems in order to form synergy to be more transparent and to also give more confidence to our customers. Thank you for taking the questions. That's all for today's members' corridor. On the 27th, the third corridor will be held in the same location.